We came out to rally to state our issues that we've been having over the past 2 semesters. Uh, we gathered at the student union and we made our way down to the Office of Student Services and then to the administration. And the reason for that, we were protesting against the financial mismanagement, the closure of the Guild's financial account, and the transfer of its cash to the Office of Student Services and Development for oversight. Now, when we made our way down to the administration building, we were met with security and members of the police service who would have stopped what we were doing only to ask what exactly was our reasoning for coming down here. And I would have stated all of my claims to them. And then eventually it got the attention of the deputy principal, who would have came outside and pulled me aside to kind of get a briefing of why we are out here.
So there's going to be a meeting?
So following going inside with the deputy principal, he would have asked to meet with me so that we could further discuss in further detail what exactly the issues are. And for me, that was kind of a problem because they know exactly what our issues are. I have sat in many meetings, I've made many reports, I have compiled all of my reports, I have all of my counselors here and students who have their grievances, their placards, like we have support here. And these are just a few of the these are just a few these are just a few of the student leaders on campus. Because yesterday at the AGM, when we would have made our reports, some of the students naturally would have been a bit apprehensive or a bit concerned about what are the implications of a protest, because I guess is not fully understanding our rights as the student representative body on campus, as to act as a union, to act independently, to provide that student representation to the students on campus. So this is just the beginning. Hopefully, following the meeting with the deputy principal, we can share all of our grievances and get real solutions and real follow-ups with real action following the meeting. So that is where we are at right now.
Okay. So you feel satisfied that you're actually going to get some audience?
I wouldn't say satisfied is the term. I am glad that first steps are being taken, but just like these are just first steps, this is only a first step. If we are not met with real action and real solutions and real accountability and real transparency, my students are, I'm sure after this display today, the rest of the student body will be willing to rally behind us. Protest stems from one major grievance, and that is the erosion of student rights. The administration has systematically weakened the capacity of the Guild of Students to advocate and act in the best interest of the students by stripping away its authority. They have completely dissolved the very foundation of student representation and democracy on campus, and they have done this by dissolving the Guild's management of its finances, which prevents it from acting independently as a union representative body to, and if necessary, against the UWI administration. So for example, we are supposed to have access to our financial instruments. Let's say we wanted to hold a protest. Let's say we wanted to have water ready for our students. We have absolutely no mechanisms in place that we can properly stage a protest, a properly funded and planned protest as a union against the administration, because of the policies and systems that they have put in place to suppress the voices and the powers and the rights of the students. Now further, the purported reason for this decision was made on the grounds that the Guild of Students is a poor steward of its resources, notwithstanding that there are many other mechanisms that can be put in place to strengthen financial management within the Guild if that is the legitimate objective. Now, furthermore, a capital asset has been misplaced since the campus administration of the Guild's finances was imposed. And even further, it is dubious whether the administration has the authority to remove the Guild's executive from the list of signatories on the bank account. Now, with that being said, it was an official university campus, an official campus finance and general purposes decision to add the university administration representatives to the bank account. Now, that was procedurally done, and that part is not what I am concerned about. My concern now is that as my council entered office, there was a failure to make sure that this executive signatories were now added to the bank account, which means that if without our signatories not being added to the bank account for the past year, it means that the administration the bank account does not exist or that the administration has complete control over the bank account. And this significantly impacts our ability to have access to official financial statements, official trails, and official banking statements. We don't have access to any of these things. And these are just the little ways that, is suppressing the power of the Guild of Students to act as a union. And then finally, there has been a failure of the campus administration to report this beyond the campus finances and general purposes committee, but to report it to the higher up university and finances and general purposes committee. The measures taken to have the administrative representatives added to the student bank account. And this reporting to this UF and GPC body is integral to the transparency and accountability of the campus's administration to the highest executive body within the university. The student representatives have repeatedly attempted to push through necessary requests and initiatives only to face an unending cycle of delays, inefficiency, and lack of communication. The administration's sluggish response has severely hindered student-led projects and essential campus improvements.
We also understand that there's issues with the shuttle service and security on halls. You need to be able to speak about that.
Can you pause for 1 second?